Hey, welcome to the Silver Market Analysis repository. We're going to get you all set up. Now, I got to tell you, working in this repo is incredibly powerful, but it's probably going to feel a little different from what you're used to. We're about to walk through a workflow that's all about automation, precision, and yeah, a unique partnership with AI.
So, let's just dive right in and start with the feeling. I think we've all had it. That moment of pure frustration that, honestly, this entire repository is designed to get rid of for good. You know the feeling. You spend an hour, maybe more, getting a number just right, tweaking a function, updating some text, you save it, you commit it, and then, poof, it's just gone. It is maddening, right? Well, in this repository, when that happens, it's not a bug, it's a critical signpost.
So if you edit a file by hand here, your change might literally vanish the next time a build command is run. Or even worse, you might see the whole CI/CD pipeline start failing with some bizarre error. Again, this isn't a bug, it's a sign that you've been editing a generated file, not the actual source.
And that right there brings us to the single most important concept you need to wrap your head around to be successful here. Let's take a look at the core philosophy that drives this entire project.
This slide really shows the big mental shift you need to make. In pretty much every other project you've worked on, the files you edit directly are the source of truth. But here, the real source of truth is the automation itself. It's the commands and the generators that produce all the other files.
You know, this quote from the documentation just says it all. You have to think of many of the files in this repo not as original works of art, but more like manufactured goods coming off a factory assembly line. Your job isn't to fix the goods one by one, your job is to adjust the machine that makes them.
Okay, so if a huge chunk of the repository is machine-generated, how in the world do you, a human developer, navigate any of it? Well, you need a map. And we've made one. A very specific system to guide different people to exactly the right information.
Check out this diagram. This is our solution, the 3 documentation lanes. Lane A is for our AI and automation tools. It's dense, structured, and machine-readable. Lane B is for the people actually using the app. It has all the analysis and help files. And then there's Lane C. That one's for you, the developer. It's a curated list of docs designed to get you up and running.
Now, within this whole system, there are 5 key exceptions. Think of them as 5 documents that are deliberately written for humans that kind of break the normal rules. These are your essential guideposts.
And here they are, the human maintainer exceptions. They're here to explain the interactive dev mode, to warn you about the automations, to describe the AI's brain, and to lay out the official rules of the road. These 5 paths are your main people-first reference points for really understanding how this project is put together.
All right, now let's see how all of this connects to what is, frankly, the most critical part of your day-to-day workflow here, your AI copilot. And I'm serious, this is not a gimmick, it's how we operate.
This is official policy. Because the source of truth is buried in all that automation, trying to memorize every command and file relationship is, well, it's just not practical. So instead, we lean on an AI copilot that can understand all those machine-first specs in Lane A. It's how we keep everything consistent and high quality across the entire system.
So, how does the AI know what to do? It's not just guessing. It's grounded in 2 key resources. First, the AI knowledge base, which is like a compiled digest of the project's current state. Think of it as its short-term memory. And second, the LLM wiki, which provides deeper, structured context, health checks, and audit trails. Your AI copilot is basically reading the project's own internal blueprints. So, what does this actually look like when you're working? It boils down to a simple 3-step habit you need to build. First, just describe what you're trying to do. Second, ask your AI assistant to figure out the true source files for that goal. And finally, always verify your changes using the project's built-in commands.
Okay, we've covered the philosophy, the map, and the copilot. That's a lot. So where do you actually start? Let's lay out your exact launch sequence.
Here it is, your explicit reading order. Start with the technical strategic brief. That'll give you the 30,000-foot view. Then, read through those human-first exception documents we just covered. Only after that should you start diving into the dense agent-first specs in Lane A. And when you do it with your AI assistant. And finally, this is your command center. Everything we've talked about is anchored right here in the in-browser dev mode. You'll always find a link to it in the site's footer. It's an interactive hub with direct links to all the key documents and a runbook of common commands. Seriously, make this your home base.
So, yeah, the old way was to handcraft every single byte of code. The new way? It's about becoming the conductor of a powerful orchestra of automation. It is a different mindset for sure, but once you embrace it, you'll be able to make really complex, really consistent changes with incredible speed and confidence. The system isn't a barrier, it's your partner.